All right, boys, we got a limited time. Let's roll.
All right. So, quick recap. You guys, you guys have been in the swamp, which is referred to as the Mare of Dead Men. I know we haven't talked about
did twice.
I'm sorry. What is it called?
The Mare of Dead Men.
The mayor.
Mayor, like a mirror.
Meyer.
Meyer.
M-I. No, it's M-E-R-E. M-E-R-E.
The mirror.
Mirror.
I thought it was M-I-R-E.
Like come here.
Oops, I just closed.
M-E-R-E. Mayor.
M-E-R-E.
Mayor of dead people?
Dead
Like
men.
the mayor, like the guy you vote.
What
in
a
politics.
sexist mirror. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, dead men. What
What a side
Mirror?
tangent.
Like, wait.
Like
As in, like, mere mortal? Mere?
Mirror, like the thing that you look into, right? It's like the same. It's pronounced the same
Nope.
way.
Mirror, mirror.
No, that's mirror.
mirror, look at this mirror, Chance. Come here, look at this mirror.
Marriage on Wednesday.
He's up
Now,
in here
see, buddy,
watching
I tell y'all, we were
Mirror.
looking in the mirror last week down by the swamp and
Mirror.
went and got me, you know, a Casey's a hot dog and a slice of pizza, and I
swear
went
to
back
God,
and I looked in the
it
mirror, and I
blocked
swear
eyes.
to God, it was a
That
dead man.
Voice, dude, 100%.
I
It's
was
full on eyes.
Jesus. Okay,
So that's
well,
anyway, that's how we named the swamp the Mirror Dead Man, because I looked in the mirror and it looked like a dead man. So there you go.
the way that this is starting, I'm already going to start drinking. So,
All right.
So you guys are in this
mirror
fucking
of
swamp.
dead men. Got it.
We're in the swamp.
You're in a swamp. You're in a swamp. You had been progressing from and essentially trailing the cult of the dragon. You guys had found out through various means that they have a stronghold within the swamp at Castle Neotar. They en route, you guys had essentially made alliances with the lizard folk of the area, who are also kind of against the cult, because the cult favors the bullywugs over them. The lizard folk are also essentially aligned or look up to, however you want to look at it, the black dragon that lords over the swamp. Vorgrimanther is his name. En route, you guys had also learned of just like the several kind of dynamics of this swamp, and learned that the Yanti are also heavily involved in this climate. You decided to help out the lizard folk and try to kind of see what's going on with the Yanti, and in hopes of gaining favor, not only with the lizard folk, but also with the black dragon that lords over the swamp. Last time you guys had started to progress towards the, for the most part, known about area of where the Yanti camp is. Along the way, you guys had fought some snakes. You guys fought what appeared to be some kind of like corrupted water elemental. Making your way into the camp, Keldrin had gone invisible, scoured his way about, kind of getting the lay of the land, figuring out how many enemies were there. Seeing a larger Yanti is essentially a full-on large snake with human arms, clad in these somewhat, I guess, regal in terms of what a Yanti would consider regal robes. There, you learned about some lizard folk that were being held captive there. You guys broke them out while Elias was able to deal a pretty good amount of damage to a group of the Yanti within the camp, actually almost killing like 3 of them. Very close, and doing significant damage to several others.
I mean, if the damage was done right by our DM, you know, it probably would have killed 3 people. Just saying.
Hey, I don't even know what every one of your guys' spells does. I'm
That's
sorry.
on me. That's on me. That's on me.
I do have a lot of spells.
I guess. Disguise.
I disguise as a tree. That's my spell. While that kind of encounter and escape was going on, you guys had taken a Yanti captive. Keldrin found his way into this sunken temple, which looked to be this sort of old library that was, for the most part, submerged underneath the swamp. Scouted about in there, finding several, two blocked off caverns and one that seemed to be like a sunken cavern. From there, he headed out of the temple under his invisibility spell, being able to avoid detection. But it has that at that point also ended up getting split up from the party, as the party ended up with the 2 captured lizard folk and Snapjaw making their way out of this area, kind of just following them. Keldrin kind of heading back, essentially, kind of to where the party had entered the camp, in attempts to group up. Keldrin played his lute very loudly, and the party. Keldrin is unaware of this, but the party essentially didn't hear it with a low perception check. But it did alert Keldrin to. It did alert the Yanti that were at that point swarming around the camp, trying to find the culprits, find out where the prisoners went, to Keldrin's position. So it was at this point, Keldrin, you don't have invisibility up.
Okay, I was about to ask that if it's up or not.
Your invisibility had faded. You don't have water walking anymore. Essentially, at this point too, it would have been a couple minutes since essentially where the rest of the party had diverged and where Keldrin is at. The rest of the party, you guys have a Yanti Malison captive. He's bound up, I think, by his wrists, and then he has like an immovable rod. That's what it was. Movable rod, like in his jaw that is tied around.
I think I put leg spreaders on him, and he's fully like shibari.
Yeah, you guys had you had a pretty clutch hold person spell there in order to get him in that situation.
I tried so hard to find a snake that had a bar in its mouth for the pictures or whatever, and it went down a weird path on my internet, and I was like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah, we saved a lot of bookmarks that night.
And also, I should mention too. I said this in Discord after the last session. But you guys all have. I'm giving all of you guys DM inspiration. So
How many do I have of those? Like 17 now because I never use them? Weird.
well, they don't stack, so you have one.
Well, I'm going to pretend like they do.
Isn't there a place to mark it on your sheet?
Yeah,
No.
it's
On the
It's
upper
a
left
little
above your
checkbox.
proficiency
Oh, it's already
bonus.
marked. Means I already have it.
yeah, we've had it for a while, I think.
I
don't
used
think,
mine.
I think
I used mine too.
his, and I think he's the
Amios
only one.
and Bola had both used theirs.
Oh, well.
In order to, so essentially
suck.
the way it works is anytime you're going to roll a d20, whether it's an attack roll, skill check, saving throw, or whatever, before you do the roll, you can be like, I'm going to use my DM inspiration to get advantage on it. That's how it's going to work.
Okay.
Cool.
What if I'm rolling to be a bush?
You could technically use it to
That's all I
Be
need
the
to know.
ultimate bush.
Have an advantage.
to be a better disguised bush.
Be all the bush that you can be.
Be
you know?
like a 70s bush.
Be-
So we're gonna start off with the party being split here. Keldrin, after you had played and strummed your lute loudly, you hear some, essentially in the direction that you came, you had alerted what seemed to be what you could assume to be a potential like scouting party trying to find the culprits. You hear, at this point you do not see because it's kind of thicker vegetation, but you're in somewhat of a clearing type space. You notice that as you're walking through the swamp, your feet are starting to sink in now, with your water walking gone. And you hear a bunch of commotion and running and like stomping, like, running through puddles, essentially, that whole kind of sound. Is there anything there? They seem to be coming right at you. It's hard to exactly tell how long you have. Is there anything?
So looking down and noticing that everything has reappeared on my body, I'm gonna go ahead and play my lute very softly again, and I'm gonna go ahead and cast another invisibility on myself.
Okay. Yep.
And it not move an inch after casting it. Just going to cast it and stay still and hope for the best at this point.
Okay. Have you given me a perception check?
Perception check, okay.
Mhm.
I can do that. I can do that if I know where it is. There it is. Not at advantage, so you'll roll the 6.
Nailed it.
DM inspiration.
Didn't matter.
Didn't matter. Yeah, Captain knew it was gonna be a 6-9. Nice.
6-9. Good roll. So as you take your invisible form once more, marking off your spell slot there, you can hear the approaching and it get closer and closer, and you're trying to essentially gauge how many people are coming at you. When suddenly, essentially through the treetops, it almost looks like there are it almost looks like they're like fire bolts and stuff like coming through the tops of the trees, just like. And as they kind of get a little bit closer, not super close, but close enough to you actually realize what they are, they appear to be these serpentine-like entities flying around, and they seem to be having their whole bodies look to be almost wreathed in flames of some sort.
Okay.
They kind of
bode well.
look like this.
Oh,
kind of.
okay.
They're fairly small, but they are essentially these flying, flaming snakes, and they are kind of cruising up. They don't seem to notice you. They cruise on past. There's about 2 or 3 of them. They cruise on by. You still hear some of the sloshing and stuff coming towards you. They are speaking to each other, but in language that you don't understand.
I think I would. Imagine if I had tongues. That'd be a real great spell right now, you know? So.
They kind of get somewhat close enough to you. They don't see you by any means. They're kind of tracking in the ground, but with a lot of the water cover, as you had to run through some of the swamp, they're not necessarily leaving too much tracks, your feet are essentially in the water.
But
the
how
water
big are
displaces
the flying flaming snakes? Like how are they pretty compared to the size of Keldrin? Like are they?
They are from a game standpoint, they're considered a small creature.
Okay.
So yeah, like I don't know, maybe like a little over a foot.
Golden retriever or small? Are we talking Chihuahua?
Yeah, I would say a little bit over a foot long, and they're fairly slender, but they have like, yeah, essentially if you're not paying close enough attention, it almost looks like they're just like little bolts of fire that are just like cruising on around in the sky.
Okay.
Kind of bursting through the trees and stuff like that. The group, they get to you, and then into like that area, and they start to kind of coast a little bit to the what would be like the west, essentially.
Okay.
At this point, you lose sight of like the snakes. The group kind of coasts off to the west. They don't seem to be as in much of a hurry as if they kind of lost a trail or something like that. Now it seems to be that they're just doing like a perimeter check. They're kind of just like trying to figure out what happened. Yeah. So, the other group, at this point, you guys have been at this particular location.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Snapjaw. You have 2 lizard folk in tow. They are fairly hurt. They were prisoners that you see across their arms. They were manacled, and you guys had broke free of their manacles to allow them to escape.
Mm-hmm.
They look pretty beat up. You see several cuts essentially down their like their forearms and like across like their chest and arms and stuff like that. They're not super great for wear. They're very tired. It'd be at this point too. I remember, Amios, you said you were going to be casting water walking again.
Yes.
So at this point, I would say that your spell is essentially finished. So all of you guys have water walking except for Eldrin. You guys find yourself in this opening. It's swamp area. You have the Yanti still bound up. Snapjaw is kind of talking to and conversing with the other lizard folk. Is there anything that you guys would like to do at this moment?
Possibly, give me a second. Talk amongst yourself.
Okay, Boloth, Elias, is there anything that you guys are doing at this moment? As you guys have now, for the most part, in a safe area.
So just for clarity, we don't hear anybody chasing, following.
You do not. You can make a perception check if you would like, but
Sure, I would like.
I will assist him if that gives him advantage. We will
sure.
both
Yeah, you guys are both
look
as
around for thingies.
yeah. We'll say as Albius has been casting the spell, you guys are kind of keeping a lookout.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wow. Woo.
About that.
Natural
Big
20,
Keldrin with
baby.
a 23.
Wait.
We have to re-roll those. It's
He
not
came
big
back to
Keldrin.
save us.
It's just a horse.
The horse comes out of the sky and he's like, "You are free."
Yeah, so as the spell is going through this ritual of casting water walking, you guys are kind of setting up. You're kind of staking out the area a little bit. You don't see nearly any immediate threats. You're kind of thrashing through the swamp up until this point has seemed to have dispersed any wildlife or any creatures that may be around. Very, very faintly off to your guys, what would be your west. Actually, I'm sorry, Keldrin, I messed up. When they left you, they went east.
They went east.
Yep.
Okay.
They went east. I pointed this way, and I still said west. They went east. And very good with that natural 20, very faintly, Boloth. I almost said Big Keldrin. Very faintly, Boloth. You can hear what seemed to be some kind of noise, some kind of racket that doesn't seem to be natural. It seems to be that there's some kind of commotion, but it seems pretty far off to your guys' west. But you kind of have a beat on that noise, and you're like kind of keeping tabs on it.
I am going
So
to.
now-
Oh, I'm sorry. God.
I just want to get a lay here. So it's
Same.
Amios.
It took me way too
Amios. It did not take me long. I just tried to. Anyway, Amios, and I'm carrying the ass of the Yanti. Is that correct? Is
Well,
that
yeah,
how-
at this point, I would say that you guys have essentially you guys have put him down, and he's still like bound up and everything like that. He is not at this point trying to
we have
escape.
him in like full bondage restraint. Got it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
He's not trying to escape or anything like
Now, is
that.
it human ass or snake ass? Which ass does he have?
He is all human and he has a snake head.
Okay, so human ass.
He's got
is
cheeks. He's clappable.
cheeks.
You know what I'm saying? All right. So,
Sure.
am I in front of, or what is my position relative to?
Do I see his junk?
No, Jesus Christ, Elias. Where's Elias? Relative to me.
I'm nearby in the.
Are we sure that's
clearing or
Elias?
wherever that
Because
we are.
last week he kept saying that I was Elias.
That's
so.
true.
I would like to
I
ask
was having a
Elias
stroke, I'm
where
sure.
Keldrin is. That's what I want to do.
Okay.
I
And
will-
I will say I lost track of it. He went into the big temple, I believe, or at least he went to my east, and he said he was going to look into things. He went invisible. I haven't seen him for a long time. I saw an opening.
How far
and-
have we gone?
I would say make a survival check to see, because you guys were kind of essentially following the lizard folk as they were running out. You weren't necessarily
Oops.
keeping a.
I've got advantage.
Everyone has advantage.
Well, because I did for the
That
last fight,
inspiration
and
for
it's
the whole
still on.
episode, right?
A 10 is more than enough. You figure you've gone anywhere from, I would say, like a little over a quarter of a mile, probably, maybe like a third of a mile.
All right, well, that's too far. I blow the horn of silent alarm, targeting Kildren.
Okay.
Gonna need a friendly reminder on what the horn
Yeah,
of
what's
silent
that?
I will
alarm
say
is.
it, so the way the horn works, and I'm gonna kind of change it a little bit,
Okay.
because I think it's a cool item, but the limitation on it is too short.
As in the distance?
Yes.
I agree with
I think
that.
it should be a lot.
I think
farther.
it should
So
be
I'm
at
gonna
least
say-
quarter to 1/3 mile.
For the purposes of bringing the
For
party
the
back
purposes
together.
of our game, it's going to be 1 mile. The distance is going to be 1
Perfect.
mile.
Okay.
So, Keldrin, as this group of these Yanti and these like flying snakes, as they kind of circle around and head off to your east, you're kind of keeping a tab on them. You just hear in your mind just just like in your head. Have
I'm
you
just
make
looking around like what
make
the fuck?
make a perception check.
Perception.
Don't fuck it up.
Perception. Normal.
Okay.
19?
Yeah, so the sound definitely catches you off guard, and it takes you a minute, but it's blown long enough. With like
Yeah, it
turning
is.
your head, the horn itself, it sounds like it's resonating right inside of you, but as you're kind of turning your head, you can get a beat on it, and it is directly, essentially, to your east.
Which was the direction that the little flame spirits went.
Which is the
Or
direction
sli-
those things were going. Yes. But with that high enough of a roll, you need to have probably like a 14 or something like that to be able to discern the exact location of this. But you know it is somewhere off to your east.
But do I... Remind me, DM, because I know Keldrin would know. Would he know... Would we have had a conversation on this horn in a previous sit-down? Did we talk about
I'm pretty
this?
sure I have one and I don't know what it does. So
You know that there's 2 horns, and you've
Yep.
definitely seen us stash horns. But there's
Yep.
never been a discussion is like, hey, if you hear a horn, it's me.
Come to my window. So that could also mean that they're having a war horn. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna.
And for the purpose of this too, like you didn't, like the group of like Yanti that had passed you, you didn't see them like blow a horn or anything like
Okay.
that.
Okay. That's what I was trying to get to. If I'm
I'm
right.
going to blow the horn again, only this time it's going to be in Morse code spelling out Keldrin.
Well, he's not going to get it then.
Dot 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 dot.
What's happening?
To be honest, this
Oh,
person
yes,
that's playing.
everybody knows
Or
that
runs out
joke.
of
It's
charges.
sad.
Halfway
be
through, it runs
honest.
out of charges, and it's just like KLE or KEL. It's like, what?
Kelp? There's kelp nearby. All right, I can eat kelp. Gotcha. Yeah, who's ever playing this horn, they gotta really work on their instruments. Maybe I could teach them a little lesson or two on some music. I will, because I'm in water as well, so I don't know how you want to do this, but I'm gonna walk towards that direction, but I'm gonna do it as stealthily as possible while being invis. So I'm gonna go slower at a slower pace, but I want to be as stealthy as possible.
Yeah. You'll make a stealth check with advantage because of your invisibility.
Okay.
And yes, for the purpose of this, you are going to be walking at a. Oh my goodness.
It was a close one.
26.
Yeah. 26. That's very, very good. Better than one. Yes. For. You start heading in that direction, and you think you are being very silent, like you're not making a splash. Even when you're picking your feet up off the water, it's not even like leaving ripples behind. Essentially, like it's
10 out of
very,
10 from the Russian
it's very,
judge.
yeah, it's very precise. Exactly. And you start heading east.
So as Amios blows on this horn, I pull mine out and I just like look at it and I rattle it around in my hand like, but I thought this was supposed to make noise for us.
It makes noise for one person. When you think of the person, as you blow the horn, that one person will hear it. So ideally, Keldrin will hear the horn, figure out what the fuck's going on, and come over this way.
Gotcha.
Possibly, he won't know what's going on, and he'll be lost forever. It's a gamble we all have to take.
Can we just keep blowing on this thing?
You get like a couple times per day.
Okay. I think of Keldrin and I blow my horn right away.
Okay. Exactly. So as you're heading in that same direction, Keldrin, you just hear in a very similar note, but possibly in a different fashion. You hear like a very similar, just loud horn in your head, and it seems like it's almost like as you're perceiving it, seems like it's almost like in like the front of you, like your skull almost.
I imagine I play it very badly. If it makes horn noises, I imagine it's like grade
really
school
bad
horn, you know, it's
really
like,
bad careless whisper.
So with all this going on and I'm not hearing anything and nobody said anything, I'm going to remove the hammer.
Horns, and they're just
I'm
like,
going to remove the hammer from my bag and I'm just going to blow on it.
we're helping.
So as you guys are doing this, like the lizard folk are now they're conversing between themselves, trying Sempto's trying to essentially assess their medical conditions, and they turn and they look at you, and he sees Amios just like blow on this horn, doesn't hear anything. Sees Elias do it, and then just sees Bolaf just take out this hammer and just like stick it in his mouth essentially. And then he kind of like they're looking pretty confused.
To be honest, I don't know. I'm thinking to myself, I don't know how this works. Maybe if I respond back to them. So what I'll do is I'll cup my hands. Any response?
A cow?
You just did it out loud?
Yeah.
It rolls a 26 stealth immediately.
Immediately makes whale noises.
Goose noises.
What's your intelligence again? What's the stat?
It's not high. I can promise you that.
Okay.
Oh no, it's a 12. That's not bad.
So
even Dark knew this was a bad plan.
so as you blow into your hands, like you have like a grass reed or whatever, the movement that you have been essentially perceiving, you've been able to keep pace with them, but you've been able to hear them. They're not being quiet by any means. The noise in front of you stops.
Okay. I stop doing that and went back to listening. Waiting for the next horn to sound in my ears or in my head. I'm listening for the next horn.
I would not play my horn again. After doing it once, I'd be like, all right.
At this point, too, Bolaf, with your natural 20 perception check, you've been able to, as you heard that noise initially, you've been able to kind of like keep tabs on it, and you're like, oh, I think that's like something's like off with that, and so you're keeping tabs on that. And as like, Just keeping tabs on that, you start to hear. It's very interesting. I'd say for the purpose of this, make like a survival check just to see like if you can ascertain like what this noise is. This is, like,
Was it a whale or was it a Keldrin? It was a whale.
You hear. You're hearing like this noise of what sounds like potentially creatures or something like that moving through. Along with that, you do hear like a very faint, like strange noise that you at this point you can't make out with that low of a survival roll what that would be. To you, it just sounds potentially like an animal. Another noise you are clocking is essentially like a low kind of burning, almost like a burning fire, like a roaring fire almost. Nothing that you can see right now, but it sounds like it's also getting a little bit closer. You guys also still have this Yanti guy tied up, too.
Yeah. So
Anything you want to do with that?
Boloth was doing the percepting. I would not know where any of this is going on. So I don't have anything to add at this time.
Okay.
I'm gonna continue moving along slowly.
I
don't
guess
hear
I
anything.
proposed to the group, like, does anybody have any idea directionally where I can go invisible? I have one more spell left in me. I could go search for this guy, but if he's lying low, I can't guarantee I'm going to find him. I'd hate to split us up again.
Yeah, I agree.
Keldrin, I'll have you make another stealth check after essentially making that noise has alerted the Yanti that were in front of you, and they're almost essentially doubling back. Okay,
21.
I mean, you have a +9. Not hard to be stealthy.
Yeah.
I can send him a message, but I need time.
I have a sword.
Boloth has a sword.
I'm just asking, are we really at a loss?
Was at this point in the campaign I figured
I
out.
think he owes me money.
He chose to just run in to the middle of the camp where they were having like a duel
Yeah, I don't know where he
and not
went.
come
He
back. I mean,
disappeared.
do
He
we
was
really
next to me, he went
need him?
invisible, And that was the last I saw him was in the middle of the camp. He could be captured.
He could have went to try and find the doppelganger. I mean, do we really know?
That's true. That's true. I forgot about that.
Once you're first, you never forget, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is at this point too, Keldrin, that group that they kind of came in perspective for you a little bit. You hear them kind of talking amongst themselves, and they start heading back out in the same direction they were going.
Okay.
But
how far out are they from me?
I would say at this point, for you to see them, they'd be about like 50 to 60 feet away.
Okay.
You see, you see them converse between themselves, and they kind of just like nod back, and they start. And it's worth noting too. Two of them, I should have said this. There's 5 of them that you can see. There's 2 of them that are the Yanti Malisons with like the snake heads, and you see there are 2 of them that have the serpentine bodies. They have like their bows strung, and they're like slithering and like snaking their way through like the water.
I
And there's
think
one-
we
How long do you need to send him a message?
out of game. I just need to memorize the spell or to prepare the spell.
So we would need to like sleep and then talk to him. Is that what we're saying? Okay.
It's at this point now too, Boloth, you can that like little burning sound that you could hear before. It's getting a little bit louder, and through parts of the openings of the trees, you see what look to be 3 of these, like look like little fires kind of coasting through the air.
I'm gonna point that out.
Yeah, and as he points it out, with his perception and helping you guys will be able to see. It looks to be those same. You guys don't know like Keldrin saw them, but it's the same like flying snakes.
Hey,
They're
Eldritch
doing
Blast
this.
Boy, want to get those?
Sorry, I was talking to chat. Where are they? Do we see them right now?
They are. Boloth can see them, and with him pointing them out, you can see them through like these trees and stuff like that. As they look to be these 2. They look to you guys almost like what a firebolt would look like, as they're just like flying through the air.
And they're how far away?
At this point, with him being able to see him, even with his natural 20, it'd be like 100 feet probably.
100 or 120?
They're within range of your Eldritch Blast. I would say through the treetops, they probably get a little bit of cover.
Okay.
I probably give them like a quarter cover.
Okay.
Um,
I could take. You want me to take a swing? We might alert people, but I did kick the crap out of some Yanti back there. So if we get in a fight, full disclosure, you guys might not have been able to see it, but they were running around in some sucker pucker darkness for a while.
Sucker pucker darkness.
Yeah, it's a spell I have. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Which part's the pucker?
I'll show you later.
Oh.
With that, I Eldritch Blast. Let's go. Just one of them.
okay. Roll an attack.
Oh, please. Wrong page.
You guys can see the map, right? It's not Keldrin.
No,
Keldrin's...
we just have the backdrop.
Oh, I never moved you guys.
So,
There we go. It's a good way to start the night.
So you guys are seeing this in this
I see
like
woods.
direction. Yeah, Keldron, I didn't move you because you're not with
Okay.
them.
Okay, sounds good.
where
you
are they?
guys-
I don't see them.
They're farther off the map, but they're in
got
this
it.
they're in this direction. There's
Okay.
two of them. There's like one in this way, and then there's one like coming from this way.
Okay, so
Um,
26
26 absolutely hits.
for 5,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Okay.
a second one. This is the second blast.
Yep.
Is it 17?
Are you aiming at the same one?
Yes.
17 with through their cover and stuff just hits.
For 14.
There we go. That's the number I'm looking for.
Yeah, so you outstretch your arm, and those two Eldritch Blasts reach out, and they're able to like weave their way around and through all these like thick brambles. You see both of them impact on one of the one of these flying fire snakes. You see like a little bit of like fire and like what looked to be almost, I guess, like like fire flames kind of like spark off of it a little bit. It takes a significant amount of damage. It is still flying, and they have a bead on you guys now. I would say that the next we can do this pretty much out of
Combat.
initiative,
Yep.
out of initiative, but they are. Oops, throughout their next turn, with their 60 feet of flying speed, they would get to this. They would get to this position.
Okay.
So I would say, yeah, if Amios and Bolaf, you guys want to make an action, and then we'll just have, we'll go Bolaf, Amios,
Sure.
Elias, and then the snakes will go again.
I'll shoot the one that he has not hit with a guiding bolt.
You saw him hit this one a little bit off to the left.
Okay.
So you reach out and fire at the one on the right.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Blam.
Oh, so close.
First one of the night.
I swear to God.
Insane. Yeah, you reach out with the guiding bolt, and the snake sees it coming and kind of like barrel rolls out of the way as the guiding bolt.
I'm impressed that I shot the right direction. All right.
It was like on the 13 too, and it just like tipped over.
You know,
Like,
it's good to have a stick. It's good to have one. It's nice.
No,
to
it's nice.
work
It's nice.
for
It's
it,
good.
you know?
Good.
Bolas, is there anything that you want to do, or if you want to move into position or anything like that? They definitely have a beat on you guys now, and they're heading in your direction.
And they're flying, right? So
They are flying. At this point, from where they are, they're probably like 10 or so feet off the ground. They're getting lower as they're coming in on their approach.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You gonna let me climb this tree?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
With those gloves of climbing.
I want to the top of this tree.
Yeah, you could easily get to the top of that tree because like that'd be 5, 10, and then you have 20 feet of movement straight up. You're essentially on like the tree kind of towards the top. It kind of has two of the branches that kind of break off into like this direction and like this direction, and this one kind of loops around there. And you're kind of posted up between like two of them, and you're essentially like 20 feet in the air right now.
All right, great.
You're balancing. I'll have you make an athletics check just to kind of like sturdy yourself up there.
He falls from the tree.
And you have the it's more than enough.
He is the tree.
Like with your gloves too. Yeah, you climb up there fast. You get there and you still have your action. You want to do anything with that?
Yeah, I'm gonna rip a crossbow shot here.
All right.
At this one. This is the one that he hit with the Eldritch Blast, right?
Yes, that is. The tree wouldn't be impeding you in this case.
Okay.
It's 45.
Big shots, big
regular.
shots.
16 hits.
There we go. Big damage. All right.
Yeah, so
Looks like
you
a intelligent shot.
You run up to the tree and you unload on it, and it hits it square, and it's like, you know, what would be like a sternum, essentially, if a snake had a sternum. You see like the fire kind of spray off as it snarls and like kind of hisses at you a little bit. Still alive, but it's you can see like the blood that's even coming out is almost like dripping off like lava almost. It's still alive, but that one is looking pretty messed up. You have a second shot too. You have a second shot.
Oh yeah, we'll rip it again. Here we go.
Oh.
What about that 7?
No, that one. Trying to reload quick. Remember, you can get off another shot. You miss it low. Firing it too early, and it just smacks into the swamp below. Elias, is there anything that you would like to do?
I would like to Eldritch Blast that one again.
Go for it.
Eldritch.
How's a 20 do for you?
Hits.
20.
How's a 6 do for damage?
Yeah, and so as it flies through, you reach out again, hit it with the Eldritch Blast, and you see it like kind of like action movie plane style. It like starts to spin and spiral out, and it hits into the swamp, and just like a little like, and it drops down on the ground and into the swamp, and it is dead.
Okay, second Eldritch Blast at the other one.
Yep.
22.
That hits. Jeez, you roll so high, it's insane.
11.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. After you see the first one fall, you quickly change directions, launch another one, and it's able to find purchase. Let the snakes, well, the one snake gets a go here. He's gonna use his movement. Gets right up, essentially at the same level, as Boloth here. Sees you as like the most imminent threat and target there. As it's approaching, you see it's like inside of its maw, like flame and stuff like that starts to bounce around. It's gonna shoot out this fire breath at you. You need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Why did I climb the tree?
Hey, you know,
13?
we take that. We take that.
A 13 is just enough.
Hey!
As you try to like get out of the way, and you'll take half damage, so you take 6 points of fire damage. As this fire, as you try to get out of the way, it kind of burns part of your leg. You take 6 points of fire damage. That's gonna be it for its turn. Amios, you can. It's your turn. See this guy hanging out up in the tree.
Yeah, sure. I'll fucking guiding
Climb
bolt
that
again.
tree.
25.
Hey!
Hits.
14 damage.
Nice.
Woo!
Also this. Motherfuck.